says it's sending data. Instagram says that it is streaming. So give me just 1 second to kind of figure out why. And then Instagram, it's kind of like, YouTube says it's streaming now. Facebook's trying to send data, so we're looking. So give me just 1 second. I'm supposed to be live here. I'm live in YouTube. I'm just waiting for Facebook. It's just slow in catching up to send the data to Facebook. So I'm hoping. Instagram says we're streaming live. So welcome everyone. Still wondering why Facebook is just taking so long. It might just honestly, too, for us, just be the weather. Says we're live on Facebook now too. So give me just 1 second, make sure I can read the chat. Okay, says we've got excellent streaming, multi-streaming, and we're attempting to go live on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube. So whichever platform, hopefully, that you prefer, you'll always be able to come here and catch me live. So Elizabeth says, I hear you live on Facebook. Well, thank you for that. So I see Beth from Oklahoma City. I see Shantae. Good evening. Okay. Let me just go ahead and type in here some information that you guys are going to need. Even though I have updated it in the chat box. Oop, I can't spell. There is that. I have updated my website down below, and then let me go ahead and put in the website here for flowerbox.com, and then I'm going to put in the code for your discount. Okay, so the things that we're going to be making. So if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'd love to know where you guys are from. I'd like to know how far are people finding me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I have been doing this this is going on my 8th year. I have always enjoyed decorating my home for the holidays, for the seasons, for whatever event that we're having. I love doing weddings. Those are definitely one of my favorites. And so if you're finding me today for the first time, let me know. I'd love to welcome you. I do have a website available where all of my products are available to be purchased, which is at KatsCreationsNMore.com. And you can also find how to get on my email list. There are some great, what I call evergreen tutorials. They're free. Things like how to clean a grapevine, how to wire a 14-inch dollar to wreath frame. Just things that are like the everyday questions you'll find there. And also, if you would like to join my private group, you can do that on the website. There's 3 different ways to do it. You can do monthly, yearly, and then I even have a lifetime membership for people who just want to pay once and be done. So you can find all of that on the website. But if you guys are finding me today, can you do me a quick, like, hit the emoji, whether it's a thumbs up, whether it's a heart, whether it's your favorite. Give me a quick comment just to make sure that I can see everything in my, it's called like a streaming studio. So I actually have to have a computer here to read all of your comments from all of the platforms. And if this is your first time and you want to make your way back to here when I go live again, make sure you hit the save. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit like and share. That is huge in the way of content creators' help that you guys can do for absolutely free. So this is what we're making today. And I don't know if you've ever seen these before. These are called bottle bouquets. You might have known them by a different name. I think when I first discovered them, I was like, it's a thing that I can attach to the side of a bottle with flowers in it. I didn't know that it actually had a name. So these are called bottle bouquets, and they slide on and off, which is great. So if you're going to a housewarming party, if you have a last minute event and you're not really sure what to take, and you don't always have to bring the bottle of wine, you can do sparkling cider. I've even suggested like coffee flavors, like the caramel or the vanilla. You can definitely use them for that because they just slide on and off the bottle. You could do like a syrup. You could do an infused garlic oil or garlic olive oil, words are hard today, and add a flower bouquet. And this is the gift that everybody would like to get regifted. So I'm going to show you how simple it is to put one of these together. And if you're interested in how to order them, they come in sets of 8, and I believe they come in a set of 30. If you do a set of 8, you'll have enough to get you through all the holidays and all the seasons for the year. And you'll want to order those by clicking on the link that I added, which is flowerbox.com. If you, before you check out, utilize my code, which is just KatsCreations, all caps, you'll get 10% off your first order. And I want to say that the 8 are around $30. And so they come in a great box like this, and then you have them ready when you're ready to put something together. And trust me, I have done these for Christmas gifts. When we find out that my husband's got a Christmas party or he's got a last minute event, it's like pick up a favorite bottle of whatever he wants to bring. Figure out what is a seasonally appropriate time. Like I have them for Halloween, Mother's Day, spring. I have done weddings. I've done the winter ones with red poinsettias, red roses, white poinsettias. You kind of get the idea. So making one of these, and then also here's another great idea. If you are going to a wedding reception and you're looking for something to decorate your table, consider just picking up a pack of like tall flameless pillar candles. Did I turn this one on? Yes, I did. I put batteries in it. And you can just take your bottle bouquet, and I'm just going to attach this right to the bottom, and then you have a lovely centerpiece for your bridal shower, baby shower, wedding, party, and then it's a great centerpiece. But then they can also take it home and they can use it in any of the other ways that I have told you. Okay. Diane says, I was watching on YouTube and can only hear every few words. You keep cutting out. Try logging out and then logging back in. Anne, why are you crying? Let's see what else. Watching on Facebook from Texas. Thank you, Kim, for joining. And Beth says your phone is breaking up your voice. Well, that's not good to know, but we will figure the things out since this is a first for me. So I am going to walk you through how we're going to put these together right now. So if you're on a platform and it's not working really well, try hopping over to either Facebook or Instagram and watching me there. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down so you can get an overhead view of what I'm putting together. So hang tight for just 1 second. You're going to hear the rain, and hopefully that's all. Let me make sure we can get a good view. There we go. Everything is straight. Here's my pillar. Here's my box of bottle bouquets. Okay. We're going to pull one out. This is exactly what they look like without the floral added. You can use these for live florals. You would use a different type of foam so that it actually holds water and keeps your flowers moist. Since we're using artificial, whether it is silk or plastic type of flowers, you will need what's called a dry foam. So, and it just looks like that, dry foam. You can pick these up at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, while they're still in business. Michael's, Walmart may have them. This just happens to be a 2.4 inch by 3.75 inches. And you'll be able to get 2 of these out. When you're buying them, they come in a 2-pack. You can see that I've already dented the first one. And so we're going to go ahead and utilize the second one. Now this dry foam is that foam where you can kind of push in on it. You see it all the time when you're walking by the floral displays and everybody has poked their finger in there. If that's all they have and it's the last one and you really need it, grab it because you're not going to see it anyway. And then you're going to need a butter knife. I'm going to put that aside. And what we want is we want to make sure that there is no more than 1/4 inch going above the base of the bottle bouquet. This is the part that goes on your bottle. This is the part where we're putting all the florals in. So it's kind of crazy. The easiest way that I found to do this is to take your foam, right, and just kind of push down so that we get an imprint of exactly what it is that I pushed down on there. And this will tell me this is the area that you need to remove. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this right in half. Super easy. Okay. Then on the back side, I'm going to remove this little U right in here. So I do need to cut it down on the bottom a little bit more. And then I'm going to need to come in and just shave the sides because it's a little big, but not a lot. Okay, almost there. And then I'm going to take this one down just a little bit more. So I got a straight cut. Okay. I'm going to take this and whisk this away into the trash. Okay. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push this right inside so you can see it fits just perfectly. I think I'm closer to like a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and just take it off the bottom just a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to flip that on the inside. You have a couple options. You can glue it if you want to make it permanent. If you don't, and you want to be able to take your arrangements in and out, then just leave it the way that it is. It's not going to pop out. Let me make sure I've got that going. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So Sharon says, I'm on Facebook. You're doing fine. Yeah, and I'm like, it's just weird how sometimes it'll pop up. I'm watching from YouTube with no problem right now. Thank you for that. Thank you, Gloria, for sharing. So, as you can see, we have no more than 1/4 inch floating above the top. You have the option, if you know you're going to put it on a pillar or you're going to put it on a bottle of wine, you can build it on that platform so that you can see visually how tall your florals are going to be. Now, I always plan for them to be on the right side, and sadly when I make them off the bottle, they are more appropriate for the left side. So we're going to go ahead and do it like this. And I'm just going to push that down. And we're going to start just like we do with our regular florals. We need to green the base. So I am going to take this boxwood and I'm going to cut them down into some usable chunks because these are really long picks and we don't need that much. And I find that if you can, you know, find ways to save like that. I do have a glue skillet here off to the side. It is filled with hot Gorilla Glue. And I am just going to poke that right into the side. And I do have a little bit of flexibility on that to bend it whichever way I want. So the wire doesn't go quite all the way to the end, to the tip. However, this one will. Okay. And I'm going to line the back end of my bottle bouquet, pushing those all the way down. Go go ahead and grab another set. These are from, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think these are from Greenery Market. So I'm going to snip this. I'm just taking the bottom off of this. I'm going to bend that in the direction I want. Slide that in. Kind of push that right inside. Same thing right here. I don't need to cut this one off, but I am going to push it into the side so we have a little bit draping off to the end. Let's go ahead and clip another one of these and then split it in half. Go ahead and remove the final piece. Bend this, and I'm going to bring this one, I think I'm going to bring it a little bit towards the front. This is what I have thus far, just like that. So I'm going to bring this one to kind of come down in between here. So that this will hang over the side. So it's like a 3. I'm going to come in here and do another one with a 3. So we've got like a high, a medium, and a low. Now it's going to go around the back. We'll do one more. And I'm going to go a little high on this one because I do want something tall. Because I'm going to put that right in the center, right up against the side of my glass. Okay. So I'm just going to push this one in. Right inside here, and then I'm going to put another one. Oops. Let's go ahead and let's trim the shorter ones because we don't need a really big long one. So right down to the end, I'm going to put these last 2 picks. Okay, we're going to make one kind of come straight out the front. Just like that. And then I'm just going to save that one off to the side. And I'm going to put in my focal flowers. Okay. So hang tight. Where do you get that? That goes on the bottle. Nissy, you can order these from flowerbox.com. So that's the website. And you'll buy them in a pack of 8. They come in, I think it's at 8 in a 30 pack. So an 8-pack will be enough to get you through the year. They average, I think it's about $4. I want to say it's like $4 per bottle bouquet. And then if you check out and use my coupon code KATS, all capital KATS Creations, you'll get 10% off your order. Okay, now I'm going to come in and use some yellow roses. And these are from Hobby Lobby. So I've got a couple different options. I have this, which is going kind of high and kind of low. And you can just kind of push it in there and see what you think. I kind of like the way that that looks. It gives it just like a 2-dimensional view right there. So I do like that. So I'm just going to take my glue gun. And I'm just going to squeeze my glue right on in there. And then here's a really super cute one that has a little bit of a rosebud. I'm looking for about 3 stems with varying greenery. So the fact that this has a bud, whereas this is, you have a tall and a low, that's great. I'm going to kind of angle this one towards the front so that that's an option I have. And I don't want them all like the same. So I'm looking for a wide variety of different heights. And let's take one more. I really want this one. And I hate grabbing the ones with the price stickers on them. Oops. And I'm going to put this one back here because I want it to be a full look all the way around. Okay, just like that. So that's kind of what we have going so far. We have a little long. There's our bottle. There's the front. Okay, now I'm going to come in and add some little mini white roses. These are from Hobby Lobby. Same thing, you have a couple different choices on here. This one happens to have 3. You kind of just set them in and kind of figure out, hey, do you like that? Where you're thinking about putting it. And I'm kind of thinking needs to go in just a little bit further, but I think that'll work. And I'm going to just kind of lightly pull those apart. This one has a lot more greenery than it actually has roses. Okay, I'm going to come over here right in the center, making sure that I can stick that right where it needs to go. Gonna kind of push some of my leaves back. There we go. Just like that. Super nice, super easy. There's a lot of extra greenery on there if I need the greenery. Leftover baby's breath. So I'm going to add this. So I'm going to take some of the ones off the bottom so I can put those towards the bottom. This again, Hobby Lobby. Don't need it quite that large. And actually I'm going to take this other one off the bottom. So this is going to kind of come right in here. Just like so. Just the perfect filler for right in between our rows. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to remove this one. And I'm going to go ahead and take that down. And I'm going to have this one kind of coming out the back, down at the bottom a little bit. And it's so much fun to poke it into that styrofoam. It's like what every kid loves to do is poke their fingers in there. So I have one last little piece. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm looking, I almost should have put that one down here in the front. Let's see, can I remove it? Yes. So I'm going to move this one down here to the front. And I'm going to go ahead and put this bigger piece nestled back up underneath that, right in the hole that it came out of. Okay, so this is what it looks like thus far. We have our baby's breath. This is the back. Here's the side. There's the front. Okay, I have a couple of these little ones, which I need to use my pick machine because they don't have anything. So I'm going to just add a pick to them so that I can come in here right on the bottom because I don't want to see the green. So if I'm looking under there and I can see that green foam, we need to fix that. And by adding a pick to it, it gives me something with a little bit of oomph to it so that it can stick straight in. And whoop, grab that one. Didn't quite have my pick ready. And I'm just looking around. I have one area right here on the side. I'm just looking to see, can I see any of that green foam? Our goal is no green foam. Don't want to see that. And I'm just removing any glue threads along the way, just like so. And let's see, I have a couple of these. I don't know what they're called. They're just a nice little berry. So I'm going to kind of tuck a couple of these in. I got them from Amazon. They kind of came as like one of those, hey, it's a free gift with purchase thing. So, and there's only 4 of them. So I'm kind of tucking them a little bit here and there. And they are wired. So we can make those work. Because I want this to kind of feel, I haven't done yellow. I've been gravitating to everything purple, everything blue. Probably should have cut this one a little lower. So I'm going to come right in here. Okay. I have all the leaves in the way. There we go. And I think I want one more yellow rose because it just feels like there's a gap right here. So I'm going to look for one just like this with the bud on it. Believe it or not, we're almost done. I'm listening to Cheryl and Elizabeth talking about Cheryl's husband. So we'll spread those ones apart a little bit, just like that. What do you think? Super simple. Gonna add one more of these because it just happens to be sitting here. And I'm gonna put this right here at the bottom so that as I am picking this up, and I'm looking at the bottom. So I have like a little bit here that I need to cover up. You can't see it because if you laid it flat, you wouldn't see it, but I see it. So let's go ahead and let's add a little boxwood to that. Just right in that area. And then we have healed the little problem of the gaping hole. Okay, what do you guys think? There is that. It is. I think I have one more of these too. Oh, I try to always use up what I have, like rather than just keep them sitting. We can just tuck that right on in. And then we should all be set. Okay, let me make sure that we are all set. And I'll show you a couple different looks for this. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you up just slightly so it's easier for you to see this. So this is what the bottle bouquet looks like. So this one is just, it's called Fruit and Flowers. So it only makes sense. It doesn't have to be an overly expensive bottle of wine. Like I said, you can do sparkling cider, but it just clips right on the side. So there's the back, there's our side, there's our front. If you wanted to add a little bow to it, you could. Like I said, you can take these off. You can just slide them right off the bottom. You can add it to a candle. And I'm just being really careful with my candle because I don't want to, it's one of those flameless candles. But there is that with a gorgeous pillar. So you could put that on your holiday tables. You could put it on a baby shower table. You could put it on a bridal shower table. And so all the way around, you have this gorgeous look for putting something all together. So, and you can make them in any color you would like, whatever color florals you would like. So this is why I'm saying they make a really good baby shower. I'm trying to get this one in. There we go. Because I found one more baby boxwood out here. So there you go. Bottle bouquet. Like I said, when I first started, I didn't know what they were called. I just knew that people were making these gorgeous little flower attachments. Literally. It just has a little clip on it. And you just slide it right down the bottle. Like I said, you can use fresh florals on it. If you were to use fresh florals, make sure you get the wet foam and you'll soak it before you add your fresh florals to it. But yeah, this looks super gorgeous. And what a great gift. Like I said, your person that you gift it to can take the bottle. You know, you guys can enjoy the bottle of wine with dinner, and then you can take the bottle bouquet off and either use it on a flameless, I always say flameless because we're using artificial florals, and you don't want any type of a fire hazard. So that is all I have for you. Sharon says, that's gorgeous. I need to do a spring one. I love the yellow. I've been cutting my foam off too short, making it flush. Yeah, you need to go a 1/4 inch above. Oh, that is so nice. Cheryl says you could add a little bumblebee. I don't. Let me see if I have one. We can add a little butterfly. I think I have butterflies in here. Let's look. I do have some butterflies. The birds are a little too big. I know I have bees. I just think that they're in my spring tub. But like we could add, look how cute that would be. Let's add this guy. Let's add a little hummingbird. But let's make him a little bit more spring appropriate. That one's a little more fall appropriate. Okay. So let's see. This one, like this one. I really like this one though. So I'm going to do this. So same thing. I'm going to cut him down. Move all this over. Hobby Lobby's got great deals on stuff. So I'm going to kind of prop him a little bit up, like maybe right up in here. I'm trying to make sure that I can get him into my styrofoam. Hang tight. I have all this stuff in the way. But look, we can add an adorable little hummingbird just like that right over the top of our flower. And you can put that right alongside the end of the bottle even if you wanted. And you can kind of make him dip a little bit. Just like that. We have our little hummingbird. So that's super cute. Thanks for that idea. Sharon says, yes, or butterfly, the hummingbird. Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me in this. It's going to automatically go to replay status once it is done, but thank you for doing that. Again, if you want to do, let me put it in the website for where you would order them from. Give me just a second. Okay, need to go KatsLocked. So coupon code upon checkout is KatsCreations, and then the website is just flowerbox.com. And it doesn't have, there we go, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pin that. So flowerbox.com, use coupon code CATS, all caps, creations, upon checkout, and then you too can just knock a whole bunch of these out. How great is this for craft fair tables? If you were doing an Easter or spring craft fair, these are great to have sitting on your table, because as people who deal with home decor designs and wreaths, a lot of times we never really think about, hey, what can we put on our craft tables? You can do these. These will do really, really well. You can actually sell these. I would probably refrain from selling them with the bottle. You could do sparkling apple cider at the craft fair. Same size bottle. Like I said, you could do pillar candles. And make sure, if you're going to sell these online, that you put in a couple disclaimers. Bottle, not sold. Like, it's just the bouquet. You're not getting the bottle of wine plus the flowers or the floral bouquet and the candle. The candle is just a prop. Put those disclosures in. You'd be surprised at how many people automatically assume you're going to send them the bottle of wine and the floral bouquet. Also, another disclaimer is when you're using it as a pillar candle, use a flameless pillar candle. So that just kind of guards you against any type of hazard. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you all real soon. Thanks for my very first multi-streaming DIY home decor tutorial. So if you like this tutorial and you want to binge watch the almost 600 ones I have, you can go over to my YouTube channel at KatsCreationsNMore and find all of those. Or every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, you can join me on the multi-stream platform of your choice. Also Thursdays, I go live 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Definitely